Hello, welcome back. Today is the 22nd of June, and we just had another solar storm. We're currently in the middle of another solar storm right now, and you can tell the wind is very high, and the body is already reacting to the spike in the Schumann resonance. So there's a lot of movement that is going on again on the plate of the planet as we're still just navigating from the solstice that happened yesterday, which was another intense day. And this intensity, I don't think I want to keep going on about it, but I have to not leave it out because it's part of what we're experiencing. The jittering, the agitation in the body, the experiences, depending on what part of the journey you are on. For me, I'm still on this side where the body hasn't fully accustomed to changes in my at ease. It's still in a disease state. And who knows what knows who. So typically, I wouldn't show up for this video, to be honest, because of what is going on. This type of period, I like to go into my own silence, stillness, trying to be still, to let everything just move from top to bottom or bottom to top. But these videos are no longer about me. It's beyond me now. The realization that it's for the people that have come before me, and the ones that are with me, and then the ones that will come after me. So whatever it is that I'm feeling doesn't mean I'm going to put it aside. I'm acknowledging that and holding space for it, at the same time welcoming the unspoken words and the ones that I've never spoken before. There's still a lot going on in the world, and I'm not going to ignore that. We didn't just hear what happened yesterday between the United States and Iran. But it's very interesting to me as I'm beginning to see how all these dynamics are playing out. It's just amazing. It's very beautiful to see, how we got to a place whereby we've created machines as a means of communicating pain to be understood. And that's what missiles and bombs are. We created a machine to communicate pain for us to be understood, or for one point to be made while the other has to learn, rather than dialoguing or finding a way to communicate in such a way that will facilitate the growth of both people. Because I keep hearing us saying we are moving from here to here. And I personally, on my journey, I'm learning that journey as I'm both navigating as a thinker and a feeler, trying to analyze everything that comes into the body that is discomfort. But yeah, I just went on a tangent. So like in the last video, what I said chaos is an agent for growth, and we can't ignore that. So as the things that are going on by the side, it's important that whatever your own soul's path is, one must honor it and respect that. So for me, this is part of what my own soul's path is, to honor these voices, honor this message and communicate. Even as I'm even talking, my throat is dry. But today's topic, basically what I wanted to talk about is power. And this is going to be one of many series, like the relationship one, because where I'm at on this journey, I've not fully dived into the deeper, because there's always another level, another layer, another, depending on what the soul wants me to learn, depending on what the divine wants me to uncover. So where I'm at on this spectrum of power, I might not even put all the experience into words to be understandable, but I'm glad that I'm not making use of weapons. Aspect. But so power, it's a very interesting topic, and I'm going to start from my own observation before we go dive deep into the lower aspects of it, because there's always the high spectrum and then it goes down. And to be honest, it's not like there's a high spectrum, which is part of the conversation. There's nothing like high and low. It's just at the rate at which something is vibrating at. The message that it gives out at that level of vibration is different from different perspectives. But as humans, to make communication a tool and understandable, we've labeled things so that we can express those vibratory levels that whatever is existing on. So for example, now I came on and I'm talking about the Schumann resonance, there's jittery in the body. I'm telling you that for you to be able to understand my own experience. But you on the other side of this place, you might be in Malibu, you might be in Hawaii, you might be sitting down there and just, drinking your champagne or wine and not experiencing what I'm saying. And the whole point for you to be able to understand what I'm saying is the use of words as the medium between the both of us or the viewer, basically. So the description, or should I say the choice to use words as a means of communication, has created some sort of, well, you can't say that. So it's kind of like a 50-50 on the both sides, right? So if something is moving this fast, right? Like this fast, some may say, well, I don't understand that. How do you put that into words? And somebody says, this is joy. And if something is moving this fast, and some may say, well, I don't understand that. What does that mean in words? Someone will say, this is peace. And then if and then someone will say, someone is moving like this. And say, okay, what does that mean in words? That is sadness. I'm just giving you an example of how we labeled this particular frequency, which people refer to as consciousness. You have different names for it: consciousness, quantum realm. You have different names for it. But if you go into using the word, I don't want to use labels to defeat the purpose of the message. I just want us to look at it from a scientific perspective, right? There's just one force that is moving. It's just one force that is moving. And that force is moving. As it's moving, is experiencing different things. And this is personally what I'm seeing. Because I'll see myself in the morning, I'll wake up, I'll notice that joy is existing in the body and I'm not doing anything. And then the next thing, it goes down to sadness, and then it comes back into anger, and then so I have been taught as a child to label those marking points, those vital points that one frequency is experiencing. And then by labeling those points, it starts to dictate how I function in the world. And each point is just moving, and it's just going. And that's why I like to say silence is the biggest communicator, because then when there's silence, we are not talking about anything at all on that spectrum of the movement. So there's this chart that late Dr. Hawkins put, where he listed all the emotional states from apathy, sadness, anger, shame, all those things up to joy, peace, enlightenment, courage, all those stuff. To me, those are just levels of power of existence, and the pressure that the consciousness is moving is just being tagged to be understood. So that's that's the point. So when people are saying we are all one, oh, we are one, we're all brothers and sisters, what they are trying to capture there is that energy that is in one direction, it does not separate black, it does not separate white, it does not separate man, it does not separate woman, it does not separate child, it doesn't look at all of those things. It's just existing as all those things, but the labels created has made it understandable for us to communicate about. And that's why you see where there's the baseline of existence is unity. That's where you can see that the baseline of existence is unity. There's nothing else besides that. That every other thing, which I said again in my second or the first video, that everything was created out of the first timeline, which is love, unconditional love, and any other thing just existed out of that. So this one force that is the creation that is moving is just, so if it stops here in this particular point, somebody in this country, maybe let's say in West Africa, says, oh, this is the first stopping here and existing here is Ghanaian or is Nigerian and is regarded as black. And then when it moves forward into another place, when it moves forward into another location and is captured somewhere else with another experience, it's evolving and expressing itself as, oh, I am Caucasian, I'm French, I speak French. So this is how these things are evolving and spreading outside. And that's why a lot of people also really emphasize on meditation, because during meditation, the goal, which is not a goal, but the what is being mimicked in meditation is the likeness of you being there as a person and also existing as that force that is moving. Because when you're meditating, it's not you. You're no longer there. You're just quiet. You're not talking about yourself. You're not thinking about who you are. You're not expressing yourself. You are basically still. And in that stillness, there's the opportunity to unite with that one force. And then when you unite with that one force, all the constructs and the labels that the body is used to is dropped. And what is being is an opportunity to grasp for authentic information, truth, right? Integrity, that what one is seeking for when one is sitting down in that meditation to download into the body. So that's that. So that is one way to look at things. And then I don't want to go deeper into this because this today, I just want to touch on that aspect first. And so how is this replaying in my own reality? So I noticed this, like I said before, I noticed this drastic change in moods, especially when you come around people. You notice one person is this, one person is feeling this, some other person is feeling this, and you can able to pick up on all these subtle energies in the body, because at the end of the day, we are just electrical frequency. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. And it leads me to say this. I think I'll end it up with this. I saw this video this afternoon on YouTube of a guy. He's a wildlife photographer. And he was picturing a deer that got killed by a wolf in the winter in one particular location. And he said he saw the deer, was it deer or a bull? Saw the bull and he was sad because the bull was injured, but he didn't know what to do because obviously he was gone beyond saving. So he had his camera and he was thinking maybe this is a good idea to document the things that happened to the bull and all of that stuff. Cut the long story short, project. He did the documentation for almost 6 weeks, I think 6 to 8 weeks. Very interesting perspective. And so during the footage that he got, that he was able to capture, that death of the bull fed at least 5 different species of animals in the wild. There were birds, there were eagles, there were wolves, there were coyotes, there were foxes, and all of them came to feed on that bull. And something he said that was very interesting, he said he felt sad for the bull, but then he now realized that those other animals that fed on the bull, during the winter, it's very difficult for them to find something to feed on. So the death of that bull was a gift to them to nourish those ones and keep them alive. So that's one perspective of what I'm trying to talk about, as how nature goes contrast, which we know as, some people, we can call it as somebody passes away. And then during that passing, the gift of that passing is leading to some other people benefiting from it. And we never really die. We're just changing shapes. We never really die, we're just changing shapes. And this may be difficult for some to digest based on beliefs. But personally, I've seen these things as evidence of different things that I've dived into that have shown me the continuous existence of a soul, which I'll continue to share more later on in the video as I get more embodied in this information. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at with today. I want to say, as usual, thank you. Thank you for watching. And I pray that our hearts continue to open, that our eyes continue to open, and that peace continue to reign, and freedom continue to be what is in existence for all of us. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.